everybody, Steve Ritter back again. Had so much fun the last cooking video. I'm like, let's do it again. So so I'm still in the hotel here. Got no kitchen. So I'm gonna show you this is my kitchen right here. That's my kitchen, okay? Got crock-pot Dundee all ready to go. So I found a recipe for some slow cooker Salisbury steak, and I was sitting there and I was gonna go down that road, and I was walking through the grocery store and I was like, what if I did this? What if I did that? And I kind of started improvising. A lot of times because I like in this case, I was looking for onion soup mix of all things, and I could not find it. So I'm having to improvise a little bit. So that's what I like about cooking is trying some different things. So I'm going to try some new things. Speaking of trying new things, I'm going to try to connect with you, and I'm going to try to anticipate your questions, and I'll answer them, and they'll be right down here below. So look for I'll try to anticipate your questions. I think what they'll be, it'll pop up down below, and then I'll try to answer them. So does that make sense? Yes, okay, see what I did there? Okay, good. So here's a nice little view. So the weather's getting a little nicer here. You can see out there. So I usually can tell how nice it's gonna be by how far I can see. So in the heat of the summer, it was, see those buildings over there? That's Al Reem Island. It was harder to see. Humidity's dying down, thank God. So I'm gonna turn the camera around, get cracking. So, what are we making today? Good question. So we're gonna make some meatballs in mushroom gravy. It's in soup. I'm calling it gravy. So mushroom meatballs and mushroom gravy. I'm gonna put potatoes in there. I need some greens. So I got me a green pepper. That's my greens. And I'm going to put an onion in there as well. Onion, Bella. See what I did? That was Bella's question. Why do I do that? Because it makes me laugh every time, Bella. So that was her question right there. So anyway, I'm going to turn the camera around. Let's get cracking. So stand by one. All righty, back again. So I read your comments. I sensed the great fear and trepidation of me cutting my fingers off when I was cutting those lemons on the last video. So I listened to you here, and I've got a towel down. I'm going to use this as kind of a quasi cutting board, and I've got my Jedi knife. See that? There we go. Let's get cracking here. So I've got one onion, Bella, and kind of just rough cut this stuff up. So the idea here is I'm in a hotel, maybe you're traveling somewhere and you're staying in a hotel, and eating out all the time can get kind of expensive. Of course, I guess if you're on holiday, you kind of have that planned in. But you know what? If you take along a crock pot and you can just put in some rough ingredients like this while you're out for the day. Well, this towel is going to smell horrible. I have to put this outside and let them take it clean. The idea is while you're out, vacationing or doing whatever, and you come back to the room and there you got some nice meal. Just need some paper plates or something, silverware, and you're good to go, right? I just kind of rough cut that up and put that in the crock pot. It'd probably be easier if I just picked the whole towel up and dumped it in, don't you think? Yeah, see, nah, I appreciate that. You got to speak up a little quicker so I can pick that up. I heard you. All right. See? Oh, that's much easier. Thank you. Good idea. All right, so I've got some just regular old white potatoes. Now these are, I kind of like at the grocery store here. I went to the Carrefour, and they in their produce section, they have little flags on there showing where all the food comes from. And these are actually from France. So, you know, I always love the French word for potato. It's pomme de terre, which is, pomme is apple, and terre, well, you can imagine, is earth, apple of the earth. I always thought that was, it's like poetry. It's like food is poetry in France. How about that? So this is the second time. I mean, we had herbes de Provence last time, and which is French for herbs of Provence. That's two. Yeah, see, this one's got like a little bad place on it, so we'll see how many of these I do. I usually do put too many potatoes in. So the idea here is I'm gonna, all the ingredients, that's a good question. So all the ingredients are down below, and the directions, which I always love doing these videos and typing them all up in the details, because the directions are always throw it all in the crock pot, turn it on, and eat 6 hours later. Alright, so, alright, that goes in. Alright, that's 3. Let's throw one more in there. It might be one too many, but that's alright. I love potatoes. Cooking them, I'm thinking cooking them in this mushroom soup is going to, well, slow cooking in anything. I mean, it'll break it down, but the water's going to cook out of the only thing I'm nervous about, I've got 2 cans of cream of mushroom soup, and the only thing that I'm nervous about is not having enough. So we'll see how that goes. Well, good thing I found these, again, along the French theme. So champignon is French for mushroom. These are mushrooms de Paris. I didn't know they grew mushrooms in Paris, but apparently they do. So we'll dump these in. Water too. Because again, I'm a little nervous about. So here's my technique for cutting a green pepper or a red pepper or whatever pepper. So these bell peppers here. So lots of different ways to do it. This is the way I do it. I just start off, I cut off the top here, all right? And I do that, and I can just pop that stem right out, and that's all that. Now see, I used to cut it in half and then have to deal with the seeds. So what I do instead is I just cut, I should make sure, can you see this? So I'll cut right along this white part here, right down the side, okay, just like that, okay? And I cut down this way, and this way, and that way. I don't have to mess with the seeds at all. And the last thing I do is this last little part here. I just kind of cut down this way. I don't have too much white in there, and that's all. It's all pepper. See, so that's my technique for cutting peppers. Works pretty good. Pretty happy with it. And mostly, I know the ravishing Mrs. Ritter is going to be happy that I actually have some vegetables other than potatoes in my stew or whatever I'm going to call this. So I'm just kind of rough cut this stuff up. Easy prep. Hope everybody's doing all right today. Doing okay? Yeah? All right. So I'm pretty excited. The ravishing Mrs. Ritter is less than 2 weeks away. Just kind of getting everything lined up. She's a little nervous about getting a PCR test. Ironically enough, she's never had one. I think she watched me do that one video doing my self-administered PCR test back in November. I think it scarred her from from that. So don't need cinnamon. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna put a little bit of. So these spices are gonna go in my hamburger here in a minute. I'm gonna just kind of put a little bit in now. I got some garlic powder, a little bit of onion powder. A little bit. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and put some of these, let's put the soup too. 2 cans of cream of mushroom soup. Now I don't think this is condensed. I think this is ready to eat. So, like I said, I'm a little concerned that it might not be enough liquid in here. Although, again, with a crock pot and with vegetables, potatoes, as it cooks, the liquid comes out of it. I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit of water here. So I'm going to add probably maybe a cup of water. Just like I said, I'm a little nervous about soup. I don't want it to dry out as it cooks. So I'm gonna flip around now. I'm gonna get the hamburger out and mix that up. So stand by one. All right, back again. So I've got about 2 pounds of hamburger. What percentage fat this is, I don't know. It's Brazilian. So it was a choice between Brazilian or Australian beef. They call it mincemeat here, which is kind of cool. We call it hamburger, they call it mincemeat. So not sure what fat percentage this is, but I don't worry too much about the fat. And obviously it's a little easier to pack the higher the fat. So I don't get too bent out of shape about it. But I'm going to go with about a tablespoon or so of garlic powder. Might need to freshen this up a little bit. Okay. That's probably a couple, maybe a teaspoon. Yeah, that might be enough. Let's say teaspoon instead of tablespoon. Same here with the onion powder. I don't have my measuring spoon, so I'm going to have to eyeball it. Let's call that, well, I like onion powder, so let's go with let's call that a tablespoon. All right. I'm going to just kind of mix this in. Now, I don't have any onion, like I said, I don't have onion soup mix. I did look, yes. Now I've always kind of heard the technique here with this is not to handle this meat too much. It'll make it tough, but then again, I'm cooking it in the crock pot, which in liquid, so it. Now I'm not too bent out of shape. I don't have enough spices in this because again, the meat as it cooks is going to soak up a lot of that soup, and you can form them into patties. I think I'm going to just form them into balls. This is probably about 2 inches across. I'm going to form these balls up here. You guys see that okay? Turn this around now. And I'm going to just drop them in the soup here, in the stew or whatever you want to call it. And it's going to cook long enough that I'm not worried about the meat, these being too big. If you were only going to cook it for 3 hours or so, because really, it's just kind of warming it up enough so that the meat cooks. So if you wanted it done sooner, make smaller meatballs. But I'm going to be heading off to work here in a little bit and won't be back for 6 hours maybe, something like that. A little easier day to day. I only got 1 sim, so I'll be done by 3, yeah, so probably 6 hours I'll be cooking this. So I'm going to get these together, get 2 more out of this, and kind of mix this so it's all covered. Go. And I'll just take my old handy spatula here and just kind of turn it over, make sure the meat's kind of covered. Yeah, I ended up kind of glad I added a little bit of water. I feel a little bit better about this now. So as this cooks off, the potatoes and all, it'll cover that meat up nice. So just kind of make sure it's all down in there. There we go. Put some of this on top. There. I think that'll do. Top goes on. It's on low. And we'll leave it alone for 6 hours and we'll be right back. So, all right, so we're back. So I put this on about 9 this morning, maybe a little after 9, and it's after 5 now. So, and truth be told, so go ahead and turn your smell-o-visions on now so you can smell this now. So, truth be told, I came home and just like I thought, it was too much water. So I probably pulled about 2 cups of water out of this. All right, and you can see, and then I put it on low. Well, I cooked it on low the whole time, but I put it on warm about an hour ago. So altogether, it cooked on low for about 7 hours, good 7 hours. And you can see, of course, the meatballs are cooked all the way through. Potatoes are done, well done. Not well done, but they're done. Peppers are done. It's a nice little gravy. The grease mixed in there. So I didn't add any salt. I'm thinking it might need a little bit. We'll taste it here. I'm going to plate this up and we'll taste it. But I thought that the salt in the soup would be enough. We'll see. I'll try this and see. So I'm going to turn this camera around and plate it up and we'll be right back. All right. Here we are back again. There it is. Got myself a nice big bowl here. Got myself some crusty bread from downstairs. So this is a combination room service home-cooked meal. So, what's that? No, it's not cheating. It's not cheating. This is okay. So, isn't it? Is it okay? All right. So let's try the meat here. And it's all the way cooked all the way through. You can see here. It does that mushroom taste is through it there. Super simple. Now I will tell the truth here. I was when I was skimming that juice off, skimmed it off, and I was dumping it out, and I was like, well, I wonder how it tastes. And I tried a bit, and I burned my mouth. Oh, I mean, like worse than I normally do. So. Mouth's a little tender right now. That's good. Probably just a little bit of salt. And those of you that don't like salt at all, of course, this is going to be right up your alley. The salt from the soup would be enough. Good. That was super simple. I would use some Lipton soup mix or some dry soup mix. Mix it in with the hamburgers. That'd give it a nice flavor too. But you got the mushrooms, using fresh mushrooms. That's fine. I just wanted to try those jarred mushrooms, see how those were, because they're French. So potatoes are all cooked. Everything's good. So super simple. Easy to make, and not too bad. This would be good over rice, too. My rice cooker's out in the car. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. And really simple, so I got myself some meals here for the next couple days. So, this is the Colonel signing off. Over and out.